welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sips Sports Bar, 3024 West Liberty Avenue, 15216. That's the address, folks. Thanks for watching the show. We got Devin Shea in the house here filming all of this, and thanks to PPTV for letting us produce another great show and put it out in the air. You can check us out on YouTube. Go to our Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. We're up to 161 friends, Chipper. So
there you go.
We're increasing thanks to you. Chip just joined Facebook. I think he's up to 28 friends. So if you can find Chip Hayner on there, please help him out.
It's amazing what a $20 bill can buy you.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, we got to get down to sports, folks. And what we do, I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. We have Smoking Jim Frazier and Chip the Prophet Hayner, with not always the prophet in the right way on this, but he knows that. Who would pick, what was that, Florida Gulf Coast? We're all in trouble on that one, folks.
The bracket buster.
For the bracket busters, we'll talk about that later. And Chip, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Alan. What's on my mind is banning the peacock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lead the charge to get people to ban NBC TV. Okay. NBC, the television network, is running an interview tonight with Jerry Sandusky. And I can't understand why, for any good reason, why anybody would put him on the air. This is a man who is just a monster. He preyed on children. He used a charitable organization and Penn State's athletic facilities as bait to sexually abuse young men. And now we're going to get to hear his sick and demented takes on what he did, the crimes that he was convicted of beyond any reasonable doubt. And I was listening to, I was reading part of the interview, and he seems to have lost sight of what happened when he, in the shower, when Mike McQuarrie caught him raping a boy in the shower. And Jerry Sandusky says, well, I wasn't raping him, that was horseplay. Well, let me tell you folks something. Horses don't play like that. You know, the fact that somebody can give him a forum is disgusting. And the reporter that's putting his name on this is trying to make a name for himself, and he's trying to use Joe Paterno as his shield. He's trying to say he's trying to defend Joe Paterno, and he wants to give Joe Paterno his day in court. Well, as far as I know, Joe Paterno doesn't need a day in court because Joe Paterno was never charged with a crime. But that's what's on my mind.
Well, thanks, Chip. I appreciate it. And that's one of the biggest controversies in U.S. history, and I believe it'll be one of the biggest scandals once they finally get to the bottom of it. You would like to heal up on it. I know a lot of good people from Penn State. My daughter graduated there, so we'll leave it at that. Now we'll go Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine. Notre Dame's Manti Te'o is one of the greatest college football players of all time. But the NFL doesn't want him because he had an imaginary girlfriend. What's wrong with that? Right now, I'm daydreaming about Beyonce. If I had $17 million to spend on a wedding, I would get married to Kim Kardashian. Hey, listen, there's worse things in the world than having an imaginary girlfriend. Ray Lewis overcame a double homicide to become the greatest football player in NFL history. Brett Favre wrecked his car, killed his best friend, went on to be the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Michael Vick went to jail for killing dogs. Cat out of jail, played well enough to get a $100 million contract. Plexico Burress went to jail for shooting himself in the foot. He spent 2 years in the same cell with a guy named Bubba, and now he's catching passes for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tiger Woods was with every pancake waitress between here and New Mexico and back, and now he's the #1 golfer in the world. And Will Chamberlain overcame 20 million women. Hey, listen, Manti Te'o is a great football player. I've never met a Samoan who couldn't play football. NFL, anybody that pass on to throwing Samoan, you may be passing on a Hall of Famer.
Alan, that's a tough act to follow.
I'm not even going to follow that. I'm going to go to unicycles. We have an event coming up in July. Dr. Trina Hess was on our first show at SIPS. I friended Frank Howling out there, who's going to run this. They'll teach you how to unicycle. We're going to try to get him on the show. We're going to have a couple guests. This will be in July, so check it out. Unicycling, folks. Think that for the summer. Now what's on my mind is Penguins. I've been talking since before the season. I was glad they had a shortened season. I'm glad they solved all their problems with the money and how owners split it up with the players. Look at all, Pittsburgh's already counting on that Stanley Cup right now till we lose a game. Right now it's 12 in a row. Tomorrow will be 13. Look out for that. Now, what did Ray Shiro do? He went out and got 2 players. Think about it. We got a guy who was a captain for Dallas Stars for 13 years. He's a tough-nosed player, hasn't ever won a Stanley Cup. What a great mix. This reminds you of Billy Guerin just a couple years ago when what did we do? We won the Stanley Cup. Then he goes and makes another move. I don't even know who this crankshaft guy is, but I like him already. He's a middle linebacker, like his hero, 245 pounds on skates. And he may not be the fastest guy, but you've heard Chip Hayner talk about a presence in front of the net. Well, this guy is beyond a presence. He's like a brick wall. I heard he has a little technique where he puts his head down and his eyes are up and he just knocks people over. Matter of fact, they fall into him and land on the ground. How can that happen? Go Pens. Can't wait to hear the game tomorrow night and see these new players out there. And that's what's on my mind. Now we got a great lineup of guests, and our first guest is going to be Teddy from 51 Gym. All right, we have our guest. Why don't you say your name, because I don't even know your last name.
Teddy Morkonzo.
Teddy Morkonzo. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Teddy. Nice being here.
Teddy, nice to meet you.
And I saw you at the Golden Gloves at the Royal Place, and I saw a young upcoming boxer. I heard he was fighting at 89 pounds.
Yeah,
Your son here, and we'll have him on in a little bit.
yeah, he's weighing 89. We put him in at 95.
Wow. What would have been the lowest weight class? Just
He could have fought 85 or 90, but we moved him up.
well, he looked strong at whatever weight he was in the ring. No doubt about it. How long have you been in the boxing game here? When did you start?
I started when I was about 14.
14. And that was boxing?
Yeah, that's boxing. Yeah, I've been coaching now probably about 6, 7, 8 years. Somewhere.
Nice. And where's your gym located?
We're at the bottom of Maytide and 51 in the old firehouse.
Oh, yeah.
I pass by.
I drive
I
by it all
wondered-
the time. I live right up in Whitehall, just
Yeah.
a hop and a skip from there.
And you just moved in there.
But this summer will be 3 years.
Yeah. Because I know that was vacant for a while, too. So, boy, that's got to be a great location.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great place.
Yeah, the best in Pittsburgh, I think. I mean, we got the busiest gym in Pittsburgh because of the location, I believe.
Well, so centrally located, north, east, south, west.
Got the bus right in back.
That's right. You got the T?
Well, we got the buses, the T's up top. T don't
Yeah,
stop
but
there.
they can still. Oh, they don't stop.
Yeah.
Well, forget the T then. Ride the bus. How many boxers do you have in your gym today?
Right now down there training,
Yeah.
probably about 15.
Wow.
And then how many belong to the gym?
I put 20 into the Golden Gloves, put 20 in the tournament. We have probably between 20 and 30 training steady down there.
Wow, that's great.
Other 20 that you put into the tournaments, how'd they fare?
They're going good. I mean, everyone's still fighting. I mean,
Great.
got a couple gun championships already.
Nice, nice.
We're doing good.
No, it sounds good.
And I always say that nobody develops boxers like Boxing 51 Gym. You guys do a tremendous job down there.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of good sparring, which I think is the main thing. You know, I mean,
You go into the ring, do any sparring yourself?
No, I'm done with that.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm done. 48
Well, that
years old.
shows your
I've
good
had enough of
sense.
that.
Hey, we had a guy last week. gonna box again, maybe. Johnny Spell.
Is Johnny talking about fighting again?
Well,
If you got a gym in Northview Heights, you gonna have to fight,
he's
man.
fighting his way in and out of the gym.
Fight your way in
He
and
said
fight
he's in
your
the
way out.
project,
Huh?
so. Plus, he was talking about Hopkins fighting and trying to get an ARP card, so he already has his ARP card. So all he has to do is get offered that fight. No doubt.
Little Johnny's doing real nice right now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on the show
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Well, we said there's a lot of these father-son things, so that's why we're having you on here. Not just because of that. It's just a coincidence.
Yeah, there is. I mean, like I said, I mean, they work real well together. Me and little Teddy. I mean, we work real well. I mean,
That's good. And then, how many years does it take to develop somebody to get them to the Golden Gloves, or does it take months, or it depends on the kid?
It depends on the kid. I mean, some kids are just like sponges. They suck it up real quick, get it going.
Right.
Other ones you got to work. You got to work with them. I mean, see what they do well. Work with that more. And
What
try
kind
to
of
bring up the
commitment, Ted,
deficiencies.
do these kids make to come there? Are they 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, or
Most of our guys are down there 5-6 days a week.
Are they?
3 hours a day.
3 hours? Wow. And what kind of training do they get there? You know, from weightlifting, running, or boxing? I know boxing.
Yeah, I mean, we have the fitness room in the back where we got our weights, treadmills, all that stuff.
Right.
But I mean, we're a fighting gym. I mean, our guys, I mean, we're,
No ifs, ifs, or buts. You're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, we're the busiest gym in Pittsburgh. I guarantee that.
They just
We
got back
travel
from
much.
Erie this weekend.
Yeah,
From Erie. Yeah, one of your boxers won up there, right? Or
3 of them.
all three?
All right.
See, I'm behind on that. I didn't get the notes on this. Wait a second. Let me check here. Oh, man, unicycle. Here's all I got. How many boxers are going to Du Bois then?
I think we're gonna have 7.
7 boxers in Du Bois.
We might have to go.
Well, Smoking Jim and I will have to discuss if we get a film crew up there on that day. We'll have to see if Devin or Aaron's available.
Gas money.
But we'll be there for the finals with the double tram in Roeville. So. How many of your boxers should we look for the finals there?
Well, right now in the double team in Roeville, we got 2 going already. Brian Kelly in super heavy, Vinny Masalero in 165. And then I got JT and Charlie Harris both fighting at 178. So we may see both of them facing each other in the championship.
Really? Would that be something? Wow. No, that's great. Hey, we're going to have to come down to your gym and check it out sometime.
Yeah, come down.
We will. And I want to thank you, Teddy, for being on the show.
Okay,
You want to
thank
say your gym again and how they would get a hold of you? Is there a website or anything, or phone numbers? We'll go through the whole thing, okay?
Yeah, there's a website. You can either go City Parks or Pittsburgh Boxing Club. My phone number, you can always reach me, 412-491-7193.
Just repeat that again, because for us hard of hearing guys and the people here that might think we talk fast.
It's area code 412-491-7193. And like I said, we're at the gym Monday through Friday. We open up.
And tell them where you're at, this intersection, because you can't forget Maytide and 51,
That's it,
right?
intersection Maytide and 51. We're in the old firehouse right at the intersection, bottom of Maytide.
Just open those big doors and the boxers are coming out.
That's it. And
Sweat starts flying.
we open up 5:30, 5:45. Start training at 6, and Sundays we open up at noon.
Wow.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Great job, Teddy.
Best of luck in the gloves. Best of luck to your
Mike
fighters.
coming up? Okay.
Well, Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You want to state your name so your fans can hear who you are?
Mike Baines. I'm the president of the Pittsburgh Boxing Clubs.
That's great. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Mike?
Well, we have 3 gyms. We have the one over in 51. That's our largest gym. We have the one up in Mount Washington that Bob Brown
Where's
is our
that?
head coach up there. It's on Norton Street at Dilworth Park,
Okay.
right there by the ball fields. And then our 3rd gym is over at Brookline at the community center. That
Okay.
one's that's more or less a beginners. We get nothing but the youngsters in there that are just getting interested. Their parents want to put them into something.
Right.
You know,
You're
it's-
keeping them out of trouble.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's the fundamentals. We teach them the fundamentals there, and if they want to pursue it, they either go to Mount Washington or they come over here to 51.
That sounds great. How long have you been doing this?
I'm going on my 46th year.
And what, you're 3 years old?
Yeah. Okay. I started when I was 12, and actually I'm the oldest guy to win a Golden Glove in Pennsylvania.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it didn't last very long. It was a 32-second fight. But I've been doing. I've been a coach and a boxer, an official. I've did a matchmaker. I've done it all with it, and
you're still doing it, right?
Yes, I do it. I enjoy it. The wife threw me out of the house, told me, "Hey, get to the gym, stay away from me. You're driving me crazy."
Well, I'm glad she let you out tonight to talk to us, because you can see us on Verizon 32, or you can see us on YouTube, or of course Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. Friend us on that.
Okay, we'll put you on there.
Yeah, definitely. Think about friending us there. We need likes. Hit that big like button. For all the guys like me that didn't know what that like button is, we're only at 161. I hope Devin checks. We just went up to 162, folks. Thanks. But yeah, you want to give a number on how people would get a hold of you? Or do you have a Facebook page or anything?
We're on, my phone number is 412-344-4327. Or you can find me down at there at 51 in Maytai at the old fire station at our gym there.
You'll be there at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Sometimes I'm there bright and early, but that's on my days off from work.
Okay.
I'm usually down here 3 nights a week. Sometimes I pop in over at Brookline over there to see how things are going.
And what branch of the service were you in?
I was in the Marine Corps. Is there any other branch?
Hey, we thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Mike, it's been a pleasure. Phone number one more time so they can get a hold of you.
Phone number is 412-344-4327. And I just was told a couple of weeks ago that this year I'm being inducted into the Golden Gloves Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. Thanks for knowing. That's super.
April 20th?
April 20th
We'll be there.
at the Palace Inn.
Hey,
and
we have that on our schedule here.
It's big, these guys that are back here are ones that would play a big part in me getting where I'm at.
Sounds good.
That's great. Well, you take care. Thank you. Pleasure.
My hero.
job. Congratulations.
JT, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you, sir?
I'm doing excellent. You can just call me Al.
Should I look there or should I look here?
You can look at me whenever you get tired of me. Look at the camera, because your fans are going to see you on YouTube, Verizon, and you'll be on BPTV starting as early as tomorrow night.
That's awesome.
32. So, hey, I hear you're a boxer.
I'm a boxer.
What's your latest win?
My last win was on October 19th out in Newcastle. I won the WPO belt there.
Wow. Congratulations.
Wow.
Where's
Thank
that
you.
belt at? We like to show belts on this show.
I didn't carry the belt with me. The belt's down at my gym so that all the kids walking in can see that there's a champion that works out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
So you help the
That's
other
way to do
younger
it.
boxers and everything else?
Yes, I carry a coach's license and I carry an official's license as well.
And how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
No way.
Yes.
No way. That's great.
Well, I'm not 30 yet. You know, people tend to think I'm older than what I am, so I'm just like, I'm 24. I'm 24, everybody.
Well, I only thought you were 28. That's all, because of the beard. Without the beard, I would have thought you're 18.
Okay.
Just a little hint. When's your next fight now? Come on.
My next fight is on April 6th in DuBois, Pennsylvania against Eric Sidnor.
Nice.
Yes, he got that face. He said that last time when I said that. Yes.
Well, this is our boxing expert here.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say. The questions that
You'll
he
hear
has
it
are
right
good.
now, then. We're not going to wait any longer.
I'll tell you what,
Smoking Jim, go ahead.
That's gonna be, you're talking about two outstanding fighters. Everybody get to DuBois, PA, if you can find it. I tell you what, Eric is from New York, and Terrell. I tell you what, that's going to be a great fight. Two big guys that can throw some leather. I tell you what, I can't wait to see that fight.
Yeah.
I might have to go up there to see it.
Then you should be up there to see it. You should come out to DuBois on April 6th. It is worth your time.
When is that?
When is it? It's on April 6th.
You don't know
Fight
what day of the
start at
week.
7 p.m. It's a Saturday. It's
That's
a Saturday.
right. Okay,
Wait for
good. I'm just
Saturday,
testing
Alan.
you there. You passed
I'm not
the test.
so addled I can't remember what day of the week it's on.
Hey, I don't know. I've had guys that were. Believe me, that you're a superstar right now. What else do you do besides boxing?
Right now, I'm a part of AmeriCorps, which is Public Allies.
Understand.
I just stopped working for the Laurel Highlands Council of Boy Scouting, and I just started working for Family Services in southwestern Pennsylvania. I help 65-year-old people and up find I keep them warm, safe, and dry. I help people get the information that they need about getting rails put in their bathrooms. I get safety checks put on their homes. Currently, my TSP group, which is Team Service Project, we're working in Uptown, Pennsylvania, so that we can get all of the properties lined
Where's
up.
Uptown, Pennsylvania?
It's in between Oakland and downtown. It's the lower portion of the Hill
Hill
District.
District.
Yes.
I grew up around there. Come on. 105 Pride Street. Check that street out, all
I'll
right?
make sure I do that.
It's underneath Mercy Hospital now, but Pride Street's still there.
That's one of the properties that we're going to have to look at and assess during our property inventory.
Well, you have to report back to me. I didn't think we'd be having this conversation. I thought it'd only be about boxing, but you're going to be the next champ. I just know it. Good luck to you.
I want to be the next champ.
Well, then you could do it. Dream big. Go for that knockout because we want to see it.
It's admirable what you're doing for the elderly because, you know, I took care of my mother as she got older and she, you know, she had the dementia and stuff. And so many of the younger generation just ignore the people as they're getting older. It is so admirable that you're giving your time.
And he is only 24.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you again. We appreciate it. Send up the next boxer here.
Oh, may I say one more thing before we leave?
Yeah, go ahead. You got the mic right now and you're videoed up. Come
if
on.
you are online, go to boxing-ama.info to find out about local boxing events in the city of Pittsburgh. Boxing-ama.info to find out about local boxing events in the city of Pittsburgh. As time goes on, that site will have every gym in the Pittsburgh.
Who's putting it together?
I've been putting it together for the past 6 months.
Well, why don't we work together on this? Because we're trying to promote boxing in this area. We've already had the Ironman boxing on BPTV. And if you go to Pittsburgh Sportsline, as I keep repeating that, you'll see we try to put up whatever videos we have, boxing, everything. We have a lot of boxers that are friends of the show.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate if you become a Facebook friend of our show.
How can I do that?
Just go on and like Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Yes, just like it sounds.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much, Al.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very pleased to meet you. Very pleased.
All right, how long have you been boxing there, Andrew?
About a year and a half now.
And how old are you?
17.
17, so you started at 15.
16, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I had to take a little off because I had shoulder surgery.
What happened?
Tore the labrum, cracked the shoulder socket, and messed up the bicep tendon.
Was that a boxing accident?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Try to kill somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a lucky guess, folks. I'm not a boxer. I just watch these guys. I figure they're out there for a reason.
Yeah.
Here, you gotta. Can you see him all right? We're good? Because we want to make sure they see you on this, okay? And when's your next fight? Or did you just have one?
Just had one yesterday.
You want to tell us about it?
We won yesterday.
How did you do?
Pretty good. We won. First fight back, I rushed everything a little bit. Could have done better. Got a little work on with Ted. But next fight will be for the championship on the 20th.
Here we have it right here.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll be filming it, so you'll get to see a film coming out after that.
Cool.
We like promoting fighters, and you're still going to school?
Yeah, I'll be going to
Where do you go to school at?
I go to Seton LaSalle right
Do
now.
you?
Yeah.
I have a lot of people and friends that have gone to Seton
yeah?
LaSalle. You ever hear of Gratkowski's?
Yeah, I'm good friends with their family and stuff.
And Del Sardo's?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mention my name, Al Levine, all right?
I'll tell them.
Yeah, they know who I am.
Yeah.
We're trying to get them on there. What else are you doing out there?
I play baseball for the school.
Do you?
Yeah.
What position?
Catcher and third base.
Catcher?
Yeah, started for 3 years.
That's great.
Nice.
4-year letterman.
And where are you getting a scholarship at?
No, I'm not taking a scholarship.
Why not?
I didn't go to enough camps and stuff.
Really?
I'm just going to try to go to college, get a degree, join the Marines after.
All right. All right.
Oh, that sounds good. Definitely. Well, thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
Do you have any Facebook or any things you want to promote about yourself right now, or you're just trying to stay focused?
Trying to just stay focused. You can follow me on Twitter if you want.
Whoa,
Yeah.
he tweets. I just joined that myself, so. We'll try to send you a video. We'll try to send you a video on a tweet, okay? Because I learned how to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Sure. Good luck to you, champ.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck on the
All right.
20th.
Thanks, man.
Bring
Appreciate
home
it.
that
See you then, too.
championship.
This young man was just tremendous in the boxing match that he was at the other night when I saw him at the Royal Place. You impressed me, and I had to ask his dad. I said, he couldn't have weighed 95 pounds. And they did tell me the truth. Tell them how much you weigh then.
I weigh like 89 pounds.
What do you eat to keep your weight up like that? Because I don't want to know.
So here's the truth. I weigh 89 pounds and eat like I'm 150.
Wow.
You have what's called a high metabolism.
Very high
Yeah.
metabolism.
And I'll bet you run. Do you run a lot?
My dad makes me. My dad makes me.
How many miles does he make you run? Because this is going out everywhere, so tell the truth.
He says one a day. One a day is good enough.
I heard you might do 2 a day.
I might.
Not today.
He thinks I do.
Oh, wait a second. He's going to watch the video on this. So you go to the gym every day, or do you go 5 days or 6 days?
I try to go every day of the week. I might get a weekend day in, like a Sunday or a Saturday, so 5 days a week.
Why don't you tell everybody where you're going to school and what grade you're in?
I go to Brentwood Middle School. I'm in 8th grade. And yeah, that's about it. My school is good. I like my teachers.
Oh,
They're
good.
cool.
Good. You're staying out of trouble.
Keeping
there, aren't
your
Yeah.
grades up?
Yeah, my grade's pretty good.
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 Good for you.
Because
Good for
you got a new neighbor. Chip's moving in to Brentwood now.
Yeah.
Chip and Stephanie, so you're going to have friends of the show right there watching you run up and down.
Oh, don't get too used to that because we're trying to recruit you to Gateway.
That's just some of what's going on.
Not even Gateway recruits that young.
Yeah, come on now. He's just an 8th grader. Do you play any other sports, Ted?
I used to play football for Brentwood, but I quit that because there are mammoth children.
You mean they weigh more than 89 pounds?
They double it. They double it.
Well, they better have some weight restrictions, right?
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, when's your next boxing match?
I fight April 20th. I'm not really sure about the location. You
Well,
could go.
here, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
At the Royal Place restaurant,
Place
right on 88. It's
Right-
not far from the
right
gym.
around the corner
I
from
heard
the
your
gym.
dad's going to have you jog down there just to warm up a little bit. He wants a good sweat going on.
Yeah. Let's hope it's nice out.
It'll be nice by then. That groundhog can't carry into April now. Come
Yeah.
on.
And Teddy, tell all your fans the latest championship that you won.
I won the Silver Gloves National Championship
Wow.
last month. I think it was February 21st at 85 pounds.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
And Big Ted's moving up. Congratulations. You did a great job.
Our Olympic hopeful.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being a guest on the show. I know you'll bring home a championship
Thank
best
Daddy,
there.
it was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting
Best
you,
of
buddy.
luck
Nice to meet
Take
you.
care.
Best of luck.
Monroeville's own little Teddy.
Hey, Teddy, nice to meet you, buddy.
I'll see you in Brentwood.
Yeah, you will.
All right, we got
Big Mike.
one of our semi-regular guest hosts. We got Big Mike with Little Z gonna follow shortly, but we got Big
Fellas.
Mike. Hey,
Mike, how are you today?
What's happening again?
It's good to see you, buddy.
Likewise.
what's going on?
Well, another disappointing end to the pit season, huh?
We got to at least talk about that. Let's get some closure on that, okay?
Well, what did you see that I didn't?
I didn't think they showed up.
Other than that, though, I mean, did we not discuss getting the ball to Steven Adams last week?
We definitely discussed that.
And did we see that until, I don't know, 3 minutes left in the game?
Well, didn't he get one foul and get pulled out right away? Or did I miss
that was pretty idiotic by Jamie, I have to admit. But even
maybe there's some other things going on the bench and the team that we don't know about with what's happening there. That's what I question.
He's worried about him getting into foul trouble, but if you looked, like last night, I think Mason Plumlee got in early foul trouble. Did Coach K pull him? No. He needed him.
Right.
So Pitt needed Adams last week. They didn't use him.
Right.
It ended up costing him. It looked to me like, I don't know, maybe there's a strip club or something out there. But
do you think maybe because of Adams' inexperience in playing basketball, because he hasn't been playing basketball as long as a lot of these kids, that he's just so inexperienced they don't trust him enough to play aggressively but in control to keep him out of foul trouble? You know what I mean? That's something that's like kind of a learned technique or something like that.
Well, that you gotta have coaching that helps out in that aspect. I mean, when have you seen their big men improve from season to season? Like Dante Taylor had been relatively quiet over the past 4 years. It was never no improvement. I mean, he was an okay player, but he was a McDonald's All-American, 4 years ago, and we never saw anything out of him.
Well, and I'm looking, you've got Talib Zana, he's 6'11", you've got Adams, he's 7 foot, and we're losing the rebounding battle, and we've been losing the rebounding battles all year. Now, I was always taught that rebounding is something, that's an attitude that you have. I mean, you go in there with an attitude that every loose ball is yours, and I don't see that in this team, and I haven't seen it in them all year.
It just seemed, at times, it was like a disinterest in that team, which is unusual for Pitt because we've grown accustomed to that team being tenacious.
Right.
One that does not get pushed around. But the case with Adams, if you notice at times, if you're watching him, you don't always see these things on TV. But there's lots of times where he tries to post up. And he's posted up early in games, wide open. He never gets the ball.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but if you continue to do that in a game, you're going to get a little frustrated. You're going to start to maybe slacken a little bit after you get position. I mean, it does wear on you after a while. I mean, you're getting good body position, and suddenly you're not getting the ball.
I think he's going to stay this next year. He's not going to go.
Oh,
right?
no.
He did say he's coming back, and I think that's part of it. He trusts Jamie Dixon. I heard one of the first interviews when he come to town, and because of his family, brothers knowing him, that he's all in with Jamie Dixon on him teaching. He has the utmost respect for him.
I am happy that Jamie got the extension for 10 years.
You know what? Boo all you want, but Jamie Dixon is the highest winning percentage of any coach in Big East history. That's a very little
exactly. Something that you do not want in college basketball is, how should I say, upsetting the apple cart. And the last thing you need going into a new conference is a new coach.
Yep.
So we've seen what happened with Pitt football the past couple years.
Well, he did have a 5-year contract already. Basically, they just doubled the 5 years.
Well, they kept him from going to UCLA or USC is basically what they did.
So now
who would think Holland would get fired after going to 3 Final Fours?
Well,
UCLA,
bring back a title.
If you think Pitt fans are sometimes delusional, go out to UCLA.
I don't think sometimes, Big Mike.
But they're not as delusional as out there. I mean, if you don't win a title,
well, that's California. We can't even keep track of that.
When's the last
You're
time they
living
were
in the
actually
legacy
relevant?
of John Wooden.
Well, I understand that. I'm a big history guy there. Definitely. I think he only had 11 titles there, right?
Yeah, that was in, 12 years?
I think 9 of them were in a row. So he did a few of those.
Yeah, since TV's had color in them now, it hasn't happened too much.
More color. More color. Black and white was the only 2 colors.
See, back then they got away with some recruiting things. That doesn't happen too often anymore. So unless you're...
True. Hey, let's put this Pitt basketball to rest. What else is on your mind, buddy? I like to get inside that head of yours for. I'm not going to talk about the 4 teams from Western Pennsylvania that didn't do that
at least one represented Beaver Falls. Joe Namath's old hometown.
All right, you got your shout out there. Now, where do you want to go next? That's all.
And I did sort of mention a Robert Morris team last week.
Oh, wait a second.
Did I not say they were not going to get squashed by Kentucky?
You did say that with NIT. Matter of fact, my good friend Smoking Jim Frazier gave a shout out. This was one of the best cold lock wins. Bet your house, bet your neighbor's house, bet your ex-wife's house, and guess what? Everybody lost on that. And luckily, I didn't listen to him again. Because last year, do you know?
Because of this, there's a lot of milk cartons out there now with like missing people. All these people have been taken.
Except for his bookie.
Yeah.
His bookie wants to see him.
That Robert Morris did. They were 14 of 14 from the free throw line in that game.
Right.
They didn't miss a free throw, and that's the reason why they won that game.
Right.
You know, when it came down to it, and then we watched Pitt all year, and how often were they missing free throws? And that can really be the key in a win or a loss.
That's always with Pitt.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
traditional,
with some of these recruits that coming in, they're actually better at the free throw line, and hopefully we'll see maybe a junior college transfer or something like that.
Well, you know, I think one of the things that Pitt needs more than anything else, and I know Jim's brought this up on the show more than once. They don't have anybody that can shoot. That's just a flat-out shooter that can go out there and knock down threes. I mean, what were they, 1 for 17 from three-point land?
It was,
they got nobody can knock down an outside shot, and then
it was brutal. But as brutal as they shot, Wichita State shot equally brutally. And they won by 18.
But
that shows you how bad you played.
Wait a second, 28% is not going to win you many games. 39% is not going to win many games.
That just shows you how horrible they played. And it is, out of all the losses they've had, I mean, most of the times when they lost, it was like they were in the game and it was like a shock that they lost, like Butler and all that. That was as furious as I've ever been after a game because it was like, why did I just watch that? They didn't show up, so why did I show up to watch them?
Well,
I think I answered your question.
All of us look stupid. You know,
how do you take your team into the tournament that unprepared to play? I mean, you knew you were playing at 2 o'clock on Thursday, right? And it seems like they were ready to play at 2 o'clock on Friday.
It's a $1 million question. Very, very, very unusual when it comes to seeing Pitt basketball play that bad. I mean, we've seen some ugly performances before, but that there took the cake.
Yeah,
you were asking about some other stuff.
Yes.
How about this black and gold team known as the Penguins?
Yes.
Did you notice that they have a 12-game winning streak?
Oh, I think I mentioned.
They have a 12-game winning streak, and the other team across the state, with the 3 teeth fans that they have, I think they only have 13 wins the entire season.
Hold on, wait a second. Wow. On Pittsburgh Sports Nation, I heard there might be a video addressing that. So go to Pittsburgh Sports Nation. You did not hear me say Pittsburgh Sportsline and try to like us. But go to Pittsburgh Sports Nation. All right? Because he has some great stuff there. And I told him a story when I helped move my sister to Jersey and met a Philly, Eagle fan. We won't go over that again. You can see a video that we did earlier in the year.
Yeah, see, when you combine Flyers fans...
I didn't mention that.
...and Screaming Goats, it's usually pretty funny.
Check his video out. We can only promote you so much, but we got to move you on. You can come back next week. You're going to be our semi-regular guest host here, buddy.
I like it.
Just with the information you put and the new video you put right when I was leaving the house.
Yeah, I want some feedback on this video, because I tell you what, you may watch it a couple times and you may laugh.
Okay.
Just a bit.
But Big Mike's not going to be here next week. Next week is the Pirate home opener.
There you go.
See you in 2 weeks.
Hold it. Before you go, we want to just mention a quick couple things on the Pirates, because you can watch our show tomorrow night live out of the studio, Pittsburgh Sportsline at 7 o'clock. It's live on Verizon everywhere, so watch us then.
Watch it or you're a Flyers fan. How's that?
Yeah, thanks.
Great job, Big Mike.
All right, buddy.
Fellas, it's been fun again.
Yeah. All right, we got our next guest coming up. Little Z is a little under the weather because it was so heavy with snow out there. All he was doing is
shoveling
making
that
money.
white gold today, huh?
White gold, boys, white gold.
I saw a Facebook this morning, and it's time to make white gold out there.
White gold.
That's what you did. Hey, welcome back, Little Z.
Happy to be back.
Oh, wait a second. I'm getting a little heated up here tonight. My goodness, here.
Shameless. Shameless plug.
Oh, okay.
We're going to switch up this week from the towel and get a glimpse. It's not the unicycle advertisement. I'm sorry, folks. I mean, I can't wait to attend this glamorous event in the summertime.
They want to see you on a unicycle.
Oh, man.
262 pounds.
Insurance Assistant liability is going through the roof. I don't think they're going to let me.
All right, what sport's right at the top of your mind here? What do you want to talk about?
A couple things. Since we always talk about college hoops, we're going to talk about pro basketball for a couple of seconds.
Somebody has a record going on, the second longest streak in basketball history since the Lakers, right?
Yeah, the Miami Heat are going for 27 straight as we speak. They're up approximately 10 right now in Miami, Orlando, I believe. They're playing out Orlando.
Yeah, they're playing the Magic.
Yeah, they're playing the Magic. There's not a lot of magic in Disney.
In Orlando?
No,
there isn't.
Not since Howard. Yeah, not since Howard went back out west.
You don't have the Heat gear on. All you got's Brenner gear.
Yeah, we took it back to Still Valley colors, maroon and gold. Charlie Batch isn't the only one in Homestead.
Getting the email. We got the Maroon Monday.
Yeah.
Chief will tell you we used to do Maroon Monday at the Post-Gazette where I worked.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's another story for another day.
Does Still Valley ever win anything?
Hey, we were quite dominant in soccer in the late 90s.
I didn't get that. Soccer?
Until Gateway started recruiting down there.
Yeah, until Gateway started recruiting all our guys. Coach Smith.
I know you got some other sports insights instead of...
Yeah, since we got them guys from Route 51 out here. I got a story to tell. In the summertime, I really didn't know too much about little Teddy or them guys out on 51 in the fire hall. And my buddy trains a kid by the name of Isaiah Guy, the Prophet. Yeah. He's probably weighs the same as Teddy, give or take a pound or two, depending on how much they run or work out that day, you know. And I ran a little Teddy on the side, like just doing his thing, and he said, I'm ready. He said, I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. And I was like, whoa. I'm looking at this little guy, man, like, whoa, And I mean, he backs it up, and I look forward to seeing what them guys are gonna do as they come up. Because once you get to pro, then you get your name on the hat. You get to work with me. So,
more shameless promotion by my man Little Z.
But aside from the Golden Gloves that's going to be going on April 6th, us pro guys will be down in Mountaineer. April 6th, Spatafora is fighting April 6th down there at Mountaineer Casino. So I would be in Du Bois, but I'll be in Mountaineer.
I can see that's your man there, the Pittsburgh Kid.
The Pittsburgh Kid. McKee's rocks on.
Hey, one more sports thing from you, and then we got to get to the legendary Andy Sebastian.
Well, the Penguins have made a couple moves here in the last 24 hours that I think really are going to help them for the long haul of the season down the stretch. They brought in that big defenseman, like Chip was talking about, to give you that presence in front of the net.
And I'll tell you what, this kid, nobody's really ever heard of him, but he led the San Jose Sharks. He led them in block shots this year and in hits, and he's just got a way of clearing out in front of the net. And I've spoken about this time and time again. The thing that question about the Penguins is all the easy goals they're giving up in front of the net, and they get that big body in there knocking people down. And I mean, right now we're playing solid defense. The goaltending's just completely lights out. It doesn't matter
who's the goaltender.
Falcoon and
no,
Flower.
No, number 29, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Fleury on that happy note.
Right now, the goaltender's interchangeable. They're both stopping everything shot at them.
I'm going with Fleury here. I like him being rested up because of that other goaltender. Hey, Little Z, you're welcome back again next week. Let's keep this going and take this literature out of here. Here's the jobs that he does.
Shameless production.
Everything. But plumbing, call me.
He'll graduate tomorrow night, folks. Take care, buddy.
All right, my man.
We're bringing up a legend in the Pittsburgh area. Was Central Catholic. He announces games. As a ring announcer, there's nobody that's even number 2 to him. And I'm stealing his line because he says that in the ring. I hear it all the time. He's just a great guy. Andy Sebastian, folks.
My man. Thank you, Al. Thanks for coming, Andy.
Chip, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You have a seat right here.
Absolutely. Hi, guys.
Thanks for coming to the show. We haven't been on any of our shows since our second show in October.
Out in Bethel Park.
Yes, it was in the studio. And this guy is just a pleasure to talk to about sports. He's been around doing so many things. Wait till you hear some of the information he has. First of all, what do you think of this Sips Sports Bar? Because I know you were here back in the day, as they call it.
Well, when I was in the beer business for many years, I came up here and called on the original owner, I guess, Frank.
Yes.
Met him and did a little business with him. Big guy at the time, I guess.
Right.
Died too young.
I think he was 49 years old. That he
Sips Corner. They used to call it Sips Corner. I remember that. Yeah.
Definitely. No, so that's some history here. Look, see, we get a little fiction and fact from other guys smoking, Jim. You didn't corner that market there. And for some of the people that haven't seen or met you, and I know that's hard to believe in Pittsburgh, because from football to boxing, what don't you announce?
I do a lot of sports banquet emceeing, which is kind of an interesting thing for me around the eastern suburbs. I do some of the high schools and various organizations. So
you're busy all year going to different events.
In addition to running my restaurants and
right. Why don't you tell them, since I'm all about shameless promotions? I heard there's some restaurant called Rudy's something.
That's it. We own 6 stores in our group, and we're all doing well.
And tell them what it's actually called, since I butchered that up.
Rudy's Subs.
And what's the main number at Rudy's Subs? Let's get that out there.
Oh, well, thank you. 724-325-1060.
Best steak sandwiches in town.
Now pretend like you're announcing the round number 2. Say it slow for these people that want to call in.
724-325-1060.
There you go. Just with that voice, he can do the commercial on this show here.
I'm telling you.
And the food's great. We've heard nothing but good things about it over the years, so that's another thing that we can go to talk to Andy at one of the sub places.
Beautiful. Oh, I'd love to do that sometime.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Maybe
since you're now on the road, right?
Maybe we'll go on the road there.
Oh, beautiful. Love to have you.
We don't mind having a sub or two while we're there.
No problem. We'll take you. That's the easy. Give me something hard to do.
Well, speaking of hard to do, I noticed you announce these boxing matches, and you're always getting different promotions, different people, different rings, and you seem to pick up on all of that. You even had Al Levine, the talking machine, giving out medals, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's fun to have that part of the show. The boxing show is really the best part, because the sponsors or the people that attend get a chance to plug whatever they're into by bringing them up into the ring, letting them make the presentation of the trophy or medals, and it's a good way to get them some publicity, which they deserve for being there.
As well as you do, my friend.
Thank you.
And your call on the ring girls, we have one of Smoking Jim's favorite ring girls, Alicia, from this, Patriot group, the Patriot Girls and the Steelerettes. And he does this call. Why don't you do your call on the second round? How you do that? Because it's a classic. They need to hear this.
What I'd like to say is, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the first round. Up into the ring is our lovely ring girl from the Patriot Girls, Alicia. And she's going to tell you that it's round number 2. Everybody say hi to Alicia. And then by that time, they're all screaming and hollering. The girls love it, by the way.
I don't see how they...
You have to go to a boxing match. Matter of fact, when it's at the Royal Place, well, you won't be at the Royal Place, will you?
Yes, I will. I'll be on the next fight.
That's what you have to do, is go to the Royal Place.
Absolutely.
When we have you there for the April 20th. Because you'll hear the legend in person.
Well, on April 14th, will you be in God's country, Monroeville, for the championship?
I will. I'll be there. I'm going to be on April 6th. I'll be up at the Du Bois Country Club for our semifinals of the Golden Gloves. And then we'll come back and do the finals here. And I'm praying that we finally get an open team that will challenge Philadelphia. I'm tired of fighting Philadelphia every year and coming up on the short end of the stick. We've got some great young fighters that will represent Western Pennsylvania, and maybe we'll finally turn the tide and get more fighters in the state in the national championships as opposed to Philadelphia fighters. So that's my goal.
We're with you on it, because we're going to be there. We're going to be there on the 14th. We're going to be filming BPTV we had the Ironman boxing on. So now we're going to end up doing, on the 14th, we're going to have the finals, then the Novice and Cadet, the Hall of Fame with the dinner there. We're going to be there for that filming, not necessarily dinner, so we won't watch you eating there, but.
Well, I'll be the MC that night for the Hall of Fame induction. One of our new inductees is going to be Mike Baines back there.
Living legend!
No, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Definitely, and we're all about helping people out here.
Let me ask one question. How far, because we're contemplating, Jimmy Savetic wants us to go to Du Bois. How far is Du Bois?
80 miles, exactly.
80 miles. I may go because I want to.
You got to pick me up.
It's just north of Punxsy. It's a beautiful country club.
That's 79, 80 east.
Well, now you can probably go up through Indiana. If you get up to Indiana, straight up north of Indiana, and then a little bit east from there.
There you go, folks. You're getting directions to be out to the fight. Come on.
I'm really trying to go because I need to get up there in Du Bois and bring back some deer antler spray for my Steelers.
Hey, and while we're doing promotions, I got a new friend of the show here. We have Mary Kay Dinardo, whose dad was Dirk Dinardo. Now, he was a legend at the Pirate Fields over the years. So Mary Kay,
wow.
There's a shout out to her. And her uncle's Joe Dinardo. So if Joe don't know, he can't watch the show. Okay? Enough of that. But thanks, Mary Kay. We appreciate it. So what else do you announce? Like with the football, you still doing?
Well, I do high school football for the Whippeal. I happen to do a lot of the Friday night games for Plum High School in the Quad A division. And then I do some postseason work with the Whippeal, where in the playoff format, they don't allow home announcers to do any of the announcing. So they keep everything neutral, and I usually catch...
where do you travel to?
Did you catch the Upper St. Clair Central?
I didn't catch that one, although I played there at Central. I've been catching a lot of AA and AAA.
I was at that game, and it was
it was a good game.
I live a few blocks away from Baldwin High School.
Oh, okay.
So I got to see
a
couple of weeks back to back. I watched Woodland Hills take apart Upper St. Clair the following week, and that was a pretty amazing game.
Well, Woodland Hills will be perhaps the best Quad A team next year.
I'll tell you what,
I know George.
They could have beat a lot of professionals.
Well, I know George Novak pretty well, and he's really high on this team. He's trying to be humble, but he's got a dynamite team coming back for 2013.
Yeah, they
so
probably
look
got the best freshman running back.
Absolutely.
State Sanders,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them. Because after St. Clair so thoroughly beat Central Catholic the week before, I was like, okay, there's no way. And then they took Upper St. Clair apart.
Well, this was one of Central's weaker years too. They didn't have the powerhouse that they're usually, they're accustomed to.
They did have a kid at quarterback that just had a cannon for an arm. Big, tall kid. I don't remember what his name was.
Yes.
But he threw the ball long, but they just didn't have time to get rid of it.
Right. Good.
See, we're covering all kind of sports.
Good.
Did you ever do basketball or anything?
I just did my first basketball game about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
At Plum High School. It was the second round of the Whippeals. It was a double header. We had Jeanette Burrell. Trying to think who else was there. Jeanette and Burrell both won in their respective classes. That was that's a fast game for me.
Yeah.
And I was trying to learn it.
Burrell upset you there, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Burrell was a pretty good team. Jeanette had a good little team this year as well.
Yeah, they sure did.
They always do. They always do.
See, you're setting records there.
That's it.
Another new venue.
Hey, what's on my mind?
Yeah, what is on your mind?
Ray Sherrow needs to be given a medal. You got to present him with a medal. Tell you why. He pulled the trigger on these trades a week before the deadline.
Absolutely.
Nobody else has done anything.
Nope.
So he saved the Penguins some money, I'm sure, and he's getting these new guys a chance to acclimate to the Penguins team before everybody else does everything.
And he hasn't sold the farm to get them.
That's right.
You know what he gave up. I mean, the kid that we traded, the defenseman that we traded down to Dallas, he wasn't even one of our top 9 defensemen.
That's right.
Okay, so he wasn't going to break the roster. We're not giving up anything for him. And look, we got
2 second-round picks too. I think was the other part of it.
Yeah,
so,
and those are going to probably be the 60th pick of the
Genius
draft
move.
in the next few years.
Genius move, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Maybe we can get him to a boxing match, and instead of him getting a medal, he can hand a medal, right?
He has a boxing match every night on the ice.
But you know what?
No medals,
when Shero has
Leave it to smoking,
when the team is healthy, okay, and Shero makes moves, he makes genius moves. The years that he's made bad moves was when we were trying to fill a need when one of our stars was down, when Crosby was down, Malkin's down, and we're trying to, like when he picked up Kovalev. That wasn't really one of his better moves. But I think this move he just made, I think it's going to bring us a cup.
Just the fact that he got out front of everybody well ahead of the deadline keeps the price down. Right. You know, when they start trading at the deadline, everybody's price goes up.
Right. And
so he got these.
So you don't have to take what's left. You can pick the litter.
That's correct. That's correct. And get a good deal on top of that, which is what he did in both instances.
Well, you must be a Penguin fan, too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Do you ever go to any of the games?
I've gone to some of the games as well. It's fun to be there. The atmosphere, a little different than the Mellon Arena.
Yeah, Console's a different.
Console's a different animal altogether.
Yeah, different setup.
Right.
Definitely.
But yeah, they're definitely. I mean, they're pulling it together, and I think these 2 moves were the moves that they needed to make.
Sure.
I think they were real smart.
Absolutely.
I see you have a Steeler fleece on.
Steeler fan, of course.
Well, I drink their Kool-Aid too.
There you go.
You know, so it's not a problem. I'm a Steeler fan. You know, the 8-8 killed me, and now
killed me.
Yeah, and with the players we lost, Smoking Jim constantly tells me the Cowher players are gone. We're not going to do well.
James Harrison will be starting at outside linebacker this fall. Mark
for the Ravens.
Not for the Steelers, buddy.
Because what they get Doomerville. What the Ravens got Doomerville, and I heard they're going to get Harrison.
And Doomerville really was an idiot, if you ask me, because he went to a team that's already they've sold everybody out. Denver's got a better chance of winning the title than Baltimore does next year. That's true.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm just hoping for about 11-5 this year. I'd like to see him come back.
I'll take that right now. I'll sign up for 11-5 right now.
I'm in.
That's a good year.
We can hope. They're in a sort of transition period with some of the players. And
Sure. Hey, shout out to Mike Donatelli, too. I don't know whether you guys know, but Bill Donatelli, his father, and I played football together. Mike Donatelli became a very big, active Special Forces guy, was a Green Beret, served in Afghanistan, chasing Osama bin Laden all over the place, came back to Pittsburgh, or I should say Indiana, became the Indiana boxing coach for IUP, got a part in a reality show on the Discovery Channel, and was killed in a helicopter crash while they were filming the searching the sites for the reality show.
I heard
Great kid, Michael Donatelli. In fact, in Du Bois, we're going to honor him. There's going to be a nice night for him.
Oh, that's
His
great.
dad will be in. Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning it.
USA lost a true American hero, and Pittsburgh lost one great young boxing coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's a shame. Hey, do you follow the Pirates at all? Since we haven't covered it anywhere, we said we'd talk a little bit. So
just got back from Florida. I spent 15 days there. Saw 2 Pirate games.
Did you?
Yep. Saw them win one and lose one.
Oh, good. You're at 500. That's a break.
I'm a little worried about that pitching this year. I think we're going to have another issue.
Chip's our resident expert on the Pirates.
Right now, with Karsten's going down, okay, so he was going to be the 4th starter. They've got 4 guys now combating for the last 2 spots on the starting roster. But, you know, they're not really so concerned about it because Liriano will be ready probably the end of May, June, and they're looking for Charlie Morton. to be ready to come back June and July. But let's not forget about Garrett Cole, because I expect to see him in the starting lineup probably by July.
Okay, good. I hope. What I saw was a win and a loss. Pitching took a little hit, but they were still experimenting with the younger guys and all that stuff.
I'll tell you what's really going to help the pitching staff this year is the signing of Russell Martin. Now, just to give you a little about what he means to the team, yesterday they played Baltimore, okay, and they played them to a 0-0 10-inning tie Friday night. They played yesterday. Clint Hurdle said it was the first time that he has ever, in his entire spring training career, in 39 spring trainings, where he had to pull his pitcher with 1 out in the first inning, and his catcher got ejected. And what happened was the pitcher was just really was having a bad day. The Pirates were losing 6-0. The ump was making really bad calls to the strike zone. Russell Martin, in a spring training game, started mouthing off to the ump about how badly he was calling the balls and strikes going to bat for his pitcher. And they see that their catcher is standing up for him. It's going to build better confidence in the staff with the guy, because the quarterback of the pitching staff's your catcher, and he calls a great game. You watch. I think the pitching staff's going to come together real well.
And we're going to be wrapping this show up pretty soon. You can stay with us, Andy, because I appreciate it. How much time do we have left there, Devin? About a minute. Well, I'm going to thank the legendary Andy Sebastian for being here. All our great guests.
Nice talking sports with you.
I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. We've got Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip the Prophet Hayner, and we thank Sips Sports Bar for having us here each week. You got to come down.
The best server in town.